In this session, we're going to cover other charges. So from my home ribbon, I'm going to go to Setup, and I want to go look for my other charges. Now I can search in the box here, just type in other, it'll pull it up, or I can scroll down to other charges. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to stick with the normal other charges, not with the taxes. This is going to be in completely separate videos underneath the tax section. So if you go into the location training tours under taxes, you'll see how these are set up. So let's just kind of take a look at what we have here first. So first of all, we do have some other charges. We have shop supplies, an environmental disposal charge, and a tire disposal charge. Let's see how they're set up. So I'm just going to simply double click on the first one. So step one, anytime we do put another charge in the system, you're going to have a code. Now typically shop supplies, we're going to use the asterisk. That's why you're going to see that code. And if you kind of look down here, you'll see there's a code for each one. Now each code has to be different. I can't use the same code for more than one thing. Here we just told the system that this is a other charge, not a tax. What is the name of the other charge? This is what's going to be printed on the work order and the invoice. And then this is just a little description on what it is. This one's going to apply to labor. There's going to be a maximum amount, and it is taxable. When it comes to calculations, you have various ways you can do this. When I do a percentage of total per item or a fixed amount per item, that means I want to pick and choose particular items that I want this charge to be applied to. An item would be a material line, a labor line, or a sublet line. Anytime I do invoice, such as percentage of total per invoice, fixed amount per invoice, percentage of labor per invoice, or parts per invoice, it's going to look at the overall total on the invoice and add it then. Your value be whatever your charge is going to be. So here, this one is going to be fixed amount per item. Actually, it's not. It's going to be a percentage, and it's going to be a percentage. So here we're charging 8% labor. This has a parent to it, environmental disposal charge, or you can have none, doesn't matter, either way here, okay? A parent typically belongs to where's it going to go. In other words, where's it going to be reported, okay? I can do it either way. And there is no grouping here. The Advanced tab has extra conditions that you can utilize for these charges. You can have a minimum per item, a maximum per item. So even though I'm applying this per item, I can come here and say I want a minimum amount charged on that particular item, or a maximum. I can do it per line item. I can do a minimum per invoice, a maximum per invoice. So you notice this one here, we have a maximum of $54.73, so it won't charge any more than that. You can also have it start to calculate when you hit a minimum invoice value or a maximum value, and it'll stop calculating. Do not print calculation value. That just simply means it is not going to print this 8% on the invoice. You can include other charges on top of another charge. So if I wanted to do that, I would just put that code in. Tax code, again, since this is going to be taxable, I want to put the code for the sales tax. So you notice over here, my state sales tax is an S. So we just put the S in. And you can always have it round up. Now, in order for this to work, we have to create a rule. So your rules will be down here. And it's going to be broken down per charge. So each charge, other charge you do, must have a rule or rules applied to it. So this particular other charge is going to be applied to all labor lines. So we're charging shop supplies only on labor. And it does get applied. Now when it comes to these rules, There's a lot of variations, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. We're going to go actually create a new other charge. Now we also have what we call an exemption rule in here. So what does that mean? So what we have done is we've created a tag, and it's called Shop Supplies Exempt. And to understand tags, you can watch the video on that so you can see all the variations on tags. But basically what we did was we said, okay, I may have a particular work order or a contact that I do not want to charge shop supplies on. So this way I can tag that particular contact or work order, and it will exempt it from shop supplies. Now, anytime you do make an exemption in here, you must move it above the apply. If I were to leave this like this, it will never work. Why is that? Remember, when it comes to rules in this system, it works from the top down. Always works from the top down. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that is above the apply. And once I do that, I hit save, and that'll lock it in that order. Let's go look at a couple other charges. So here we have a charge for environmental disposal. So how did we do this? It's going to apply the wet filters. Now this is going to be a fixed amount per item. So what does that mean? That means I'm going to have a way to tell the system to apply it to a specific item on my work order. And it's $8. And that is not taxed. And there is a maximum in here. Now, if I do need to tax this after all, I just simply go put in the tax code. So the rules for that is going to be a tag. So think of a tag as a sticky note that I'll be able to apply to any particular line item. So let's go create another charge and set up a rule or rules for it and see how it's applied. So let's create another charge. We're going to hit add, and I'm going to call this a credit card fee. So I'm just going to put a C here for my code. It is going to be a other charge, and we're going to call this a credit card fee. And this is going to be used for credit card processing. Calculation will be a fixed amount per invoice. And I want to charge a $5 fee. Don't need a parent, don't need a group. Now, when I charge this fee, do I need a minimum or maximum? No. I don't need to include any other charge. The only question you need to really ask yourself is, does that fee need to be taxed? If it does, you just simply put the S in there. Now I want to be able to add this to any work order for that fee. So I'm going to go to my rules. There's my fee. And we need to add a rule. Now, since this is going to be for the entire work order, see, I can have it automatically apply to all work orders, every single work order. If I do this, it'll go on every single work order. Now, I may not want that. I may only want to be able to pick and choose what work orders it goes on. So we're going to delete that off of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go make a specific tag for that. In other words, I want to be able to tag the work order. So I'm going to go to work orders. I'm going to hit add. And this is going to be my credit card fee. I've made a tag. Think of this tag as a sticky note that you'll be able to apply wherever you want on any work order. So I go back to my rules again. go to work orders, credit card fees. Now I'm going to go add, and we're going to look for that tag. And there it is. So now I can use this on any work order I so choose. And let's do a save here. And now we have it in place. Anytime you're working with other charges, you always want to go test them. And it's very easy to do. Just simply go over to a work order and go try it out. So let's close this up. I'm going to go to a work order here. And let's just go pull one up. I have one going here. The other nice thing about other charges and taxes is whenever you look at a work order, you'll always see the codes at the end of the lines. See, so I know for a fact that shop supplies is being applied to that line. Sales tax to this line. If I keep going down the line, here I have a battery tax, that's the B. Down below on the left side, you'll notice, see, there's my shop supplies, and it's not printing the value, the 8%. And then here's my battery tax. Now, if I wish to add that credit card fee, I'm going to go over to my tags, since we're in the work order, and I'm going to go apply the fee. And now you'll see there is my credit card fee. And it's added it to the ticket. So always test them whenever you do this. And as a reminder, anytime you're on a work order, you can always go up to the top right to other charges, the adjustments here, and you can override the fees. So if I did want to add a little something, I certainly can, or if I want to charge a little more, I can do that. And it's only going to be for just this one work order. It will not affect other work orders. So if I were to change that to $7.50, I'm overriding the fee. So let's go back and let's just kind of talk about the different rules a little bit, because this does get a little bit overwhelming for people. So let's go back to the setup area, talk a little bit more about the rules. So let's go down to the environmental disposal charge, for example. See, these are tags. These are set up as tags. So tags just simply mean I'm going to put that little tag on a specific item of some sort. Well, what if I don't want to use tags, if I want it to be more general? So for an example, when I look at shop supplies, here I'm doing a percentage of total per item, okay? But it's not per invoice, it's per item. So when this is done, what I'm doing is this. On the rules, I'm telling it to apply it to all labors. Now when I do this, I can also pick a service category. I can say all labors in a specific category. If I have a service package that's coded, I can go in here and put the codes of the service package or packages. And that way it only applies the labor to those coded packages, and also by title. That's the title of the package. The one thing you want to be truly careful with here in a case like this is descriptions. So if I say description, what it's going to do is look at the description box on the labor line, and that's what it's going to work off of. You want to be very careful here. If I have a description in here, let's just say engine, for example, if anybody types in engine in the description and they misspell it, If it's just one letter off, it won't work. So this one you want to be very specific with. And then I also have what we call a tag. So if I go to apply a tag, I can use a tag. Now, if I have an item like this, the environmental disposal charge or the tire disposal charge, it's going to be per item. And the same thing with this tire disposal, per item. Let's go back and look at the rules real quick. And we'll use the tire disposal. So that's going to be a material line. See, we told the system it's a material line, not a labor, not a sublet, not a service package, not other charge or tax. I can tag the work order to apply it. I can do it by category, by service package code, by title, by description. Now, material here just means we're using the actual material line. The description in the line, the manufacturer. If it's something from inventory that is coded in the inventory service category, definition. So if I have a specific definition, or a tire tag. See, here's a tire disposal tag that was created, and you can apply it to return cores. So a lot of variations on how you can set these up. And again, anytime you do this, set it up, go test it. Make sure it's going to work the way you want it. That's the basics of other charges and the rules.